Then, how to write it. When we talk about how to write a will, few questions arise to us. First, should it be handwritten or should it be typed? Should it be stored in computers? So the answer I feel is the will, whether it is living or other proper will, they both should be handwritten. Now, on a comfortable Sunday, you can take A4 size papers, spare 2 to 3 hours because to write the will. Spare during that actual time, first of all, write down on paper your assets. All your assets, you list them down. Now, what can be your assets? Assets can be, first asset, the important assets are your spouse and children are your assets. Please do not consider ever them as liability, even if your spouse is not a. Because of their support in the house, you create those assets and you earn, you get regular time, your meals, you get regular time, your clothing, and all the comforts in life because of their efforts at home. The other is your earnings and inheritance. I'm sure you both will have some inheritance coming from your parents. So those are other assets. Now these earnings and assets, inheritance, can be divided into fixed assets and mobile assets. The fixed assets are like properties and any companies you have created or any property you have inherited. The other ones are your bank accounts, your FDs, your shares and stock, your ornaments, and any other important household items you consider. Please mention all of them. Here it is very important to mention that all your bank accounts and your demat accounts and all, they all should have nominee and they all should have Aadhaar and PAN card linked. Similarly, your properties should have nominee and should have all formalities completed with the competent authorities. Now, after writing all these assets, then you start writing the will. I prefer that we should write joint will. But of course, it is your individual desire. You want to write individual wills, please do write. Joint will has got certain advantages because you both then, while writing, you both come to know your actual assets also at the same time. So, this is important. Another thing is, start writing we or I, depending upon how you want to write. Mention your name, your age, your address, your PAN number, your Aadhaar number. Similarly, for wife, same way. In our conscious and mental sound state, writing following without any pressure and under any influences. Then you start writing that we are now going to mention the people who are going to be inheriting our assets, the list of those which we have already given at the end. Now we come to distribution. In the distribution you can write, by Indian law, 100% is given to living spouse when one is no more. And then, or you can mention how much percentage your spouse get and what should be given to the other inheritor. So it is then distributed amongst your children. Children above age 18 or below age 18. You can mention the percentage. If the child is above 18, his or her portion can be given at that time and he or she can start enjoying those inheritance. Child below 18, please mention a guardian. The guardian should be such trusted person who can look after the child, maintaining the same standard of living and education till he attains age 18. At 18 years of age, his percentage should be given by the guardian to him or her. And this is the way the distribution should be. Why I'm saying all the time percentage, I'll tell you why. Because apart from these inheritors which are common, you may think of giving some portion to the people whom you came across in your life. First and foremost is you may know some trust or organization where you wanted to donate, or some old people's home or orphanage, also a temple or church or mosque where you have been associated throughout your life. Also to a person who might have looked after you during your terminal care stage when your children were away and were not in a position to look after. So this is the thing, you can mention the percentage, 1%, 0.5% to each, and make sure that from your assets, this much percentage is given to such an organization or a person. So this way, you have mentioned your desires complete. And I believe this is what is the portion of living will which we want. This way you have completed writing down the will handwritten. Now after writing both original and living will, please before signing you get them xeroxed, each page. Now both original written will and xerox should be treated as original. On each and every paper of these wills, you please sign, mention your Aadhaar and PAN card so that each page is authentic. Let me tell you why I am saying written will all the time. Handwritten will. The reason being that somebody can copy your signature, somebody can copy a very small text, but they cannot copy your handwriting for the entire will. So that way it is most authentic, written by your hand. Now after making two portions, one is written will and other is the will which is xeroxed. You get them all signed, and on the last page you start off this way: name of the person whose will it is, the inheritors, the witnesses, executors if you appoint any, and guardian. In sabka, you should get their name, age, sex, Aadhaar, PAN number, and present telephone number and address. With this may all change, but still mention all. And once you are prepared this way, only then you ask witness to witness your signature. The contents of proper will should not be known to anybody else except you and your spouse if she is in the joint will. There is nobody who can ask to tell your content. So please make sure that you only know the contents of the will, and whether it is guardian, executor or whatever, they should know that you have made a will and you are so and so, but they should not know the content of it. Now take two envelopes. Take one A4 size paper. Boldly you sign your name on that, almost filling the whole portion of the A4 paper. Then mention your name, Aadhaar number, PAN. Now fold it into two and tear it into two. That means half portion will be one, which you put with the original handwritten will, and another half into another envelope with the xerox copy. At the time of execution, until these both pieces match, the wills are not original. So this way you make sure that they are totally authentic. Now this kind of will, now I believe you will appreciate, need not be registered. because it is totally authentic. No court or competent authority can challenge it. And thank you. Any questions you have got, please do ask me or do contact me on 9819 338 540. God bless you all.